Hello future winners. Today I'm going to show you one game which could have been the reason I would get accused of cheating. Let me show you why. I was playing with white and this game was also pretty important. It was about the German Cup. If I win this game I would be the German Cup winner. So I played e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight a6, knight c3, a6. And here nobody could think anything, but this is where the problems start. h4, this was actually my special preparation and I also remembered it. Of course it's not a logical move, but it's the preparation. e5, knight b3, bishop e7, and here also I only played the second most popular move, which is bishop e2 instead of bishop g5. And here my opponent made a little mistake, b5. Better would have been bishop e6. Before the game I just briefly looked at this variation also with the computer, so I was pretty lucky that this came. And I was well prepared and I played a4. b4, of course black can also take, but this is always better for white. And now knight d5. So the idea is if black takes the pawn on e4, this is very bad for black, then I would play bishop f3, f5, and now white has two good options, at least two good options to get a very good position. For example, knight d2 or bishop e3, threatening bishop b6, and after knight d7, g4, and white's clearly better. After knight takes d5, white would take with the queen, rook a7, rook e6, bishop e3, bishop e6, and now for example queen a5 and rook b7 takes on d8, bishop takes and a5, and white is better. So here black decided to play bishop b7, and this surprisingly also this was the only move I prepared. Actually I took on f7 with a knight, queen takes e7, f3. Until here the moves were pretty logical. But yeah, black decided not to play castle, after which I could have played c4. He played d5. Yeah, with some pressure in the center. But now, beginning of this moment, I started to play all the computer moves. Not the second line, the first line. You can check it yourself. Bishop e3, yeah, of course preventing the castle because of bishop c5. And here he did not play the best move. The best move is d4, after which I will play bishop f2, castle, c3, takes c3, b takes c3, b takes c3, and if black takes again on c3, I have the bishop c5 and winning the exchange, and also otherwise I would be better. So he played a little more risky, he took on d4, e4, but this is a mistake. So of course my idea was to prevent black from castle short, so I played bishop c5, queen went to e6. Yeah, queen d7 was a little better, but then I would take on b4. So queen e6, and after what I did in the next moves, if I were my opponent and looked at the computer right after the game, I would accuse me of cheating. I played the move knight a5. This is better than the natural bishop takes b4. I played knight a5. Of course, attacking the bishop, black played bishop d5. Now I still did not take on b4 because I saw some tactical motive. I played f takes e4. The idea is if black takes back with the knight, then I would play bishop g4, and so I for sure will get the bishop on d5, except black sacrifices the queen. So f5, bishop takes f5, queen takes f5, queen takes d5, and white is winning. So black took with the bishop on e4. And now is the next question. What should white play here? Of course, my pawn on g2 is attacked. So maybe some people would play short castle. But then black would be able to play knight d7. And if I take the pawn on b4, that will be a very bad idea because of queen b6 check. So here I had a much better idea. I was thinking, how about stopping black from castle forever? And I played, so if I give a check, he will not be able to castle anymore. So I played knight c4. Idea, knight d6. Very good move. Knight b d7. Knight d6 check. King d8. Bishop takes b4. And here my opponent played a5. If he takes on g2, then I should play rook g1, and after queen h3 I could play queen d2, queen takes h4, check, king d1, and white should be winning. But some unclear, and black is 2 pawns up, but it should be winning for white. For the move bishop takes b4, I spent a whole 10 minutes, and it was the correct move. I was also thinking about bishop c4 or knight takes e4. And after a5, I spent another 10 minutes on this move, and this is so crazy, I still decided for the first line of the computer, which is bishop a3. I mean, come on, how can this be the best move? Completely putting this the own bishop out of play. Now, I mean, of course, it still prevents king e7, but it looks weird. Bishop takes g2, and now at the right moment I decided to play bishop c4. Yeah, if black goes with the queen away, I could take on f7 and I would win. So he decided to play bishop d5. Of course, I take d5. If black takes with the queen, then I can simply take on d5 and knight takes f7, check, winning the rook, or winning the exchange. So he took with the knight, and now was the first arguable moment where I maybe not didn't play the first move of the computer, but some computers even show my move, and it's completely logical move, queen f3. So before that I was thinking of castling short, but here I was seeing for myself that castling long would be a much better idea. Queen f3 attacking the f7 pawn. He played f5 and I didn't bother to take it. I just castled. So attacking the knight. Black played e4, and now another crazy moment. I was thinking, I was pretty sure that I would win this endgame after queen takes f5 and knight takes f5, but somehow I thought I could get more out of it, and I decided to play queen b3. Another brilliant move. So this was maybe the best game I've ever played. Knight f4, and here again I was like my plan before that was playing knight f7 check and to take on h8, but I realized that it would be very hard to get the knight back after king e8, knight f7 check, king e8, knight h8, and black would exchange the queens, and it would be very hard for me to get this knight back, and maybe I wouldn't even win. So I decided not to exchange the queens, and of course I made the number one move of the computer, queen b5. Also preventing rook b8 because of queen takes a5 check. So what should black do? He played e3, and now I played another good move, knight b7 check, king e8. And here, maybe you can think, what should white do? What would you do here? and what the computer do here. Because in this moment, this was the first time in a game in which I didn't play the computer move. Yeah, well, I played the simple knight c5 with the idea of exchanging pieces, and winning a lot of material. I also thought my opponent would resign here, but the computer move would have been rook d6, and this is a made in 19 moves. After, or at least after queen a7, I have seen that's made in 18, because after any queen move, queen e7 or queen f7, I simply play rook d1, and for example e2, rook takes d7, and here queen e3 check. This is one example. King b1, e takes d1 check, rook takes d1 check, king f7, and now knight d6 check, king g8, knight takes f5, and here the computer shows it's the best. Moving the queen is a faster mate than not moving the queen. So the computer shows h5, and here I will take the queen and mate within the next 10 moves. Yeah, but I played knight c5, and that's probably the reason why at the end of the day nobody accused me of cheating, because from now on I play very humanly and make some moves the computer would never do. So rook b8, knight takes e6, takes b5, next takes g7 check. Also very nice idea, because black cannot play king f7 because of rook takes d7. He plays king d8, a takes b5, knight e2 check, king b1, f4, and now I just tried to simplify the position. Rook he1, f3, rook takes e2, f takes e2, rook e1, rook g8, knight e6 check, king c8, rook takes e2, rook g3, bishop c5, knight takes c5, knight takes c5, king c7, c4, rook h3, king c2, rook takes h4, and finally my opponent, after I played h4 on the 6th move, finally my opponent was able to capture that damn pawn away, but after king d3, he resigned the game. Yeah, this was clearly one of my best games, maybe my best game in my whole life. I hope you liked and enjoyed it, and comment what you think about the game, and see you next time.